I'm Rogue of Arcanum Syndicate. I wanted to make a quick tutorial on Roll20's new dynamic lighting setup. I was a fan of the old legacy lighting. I figured if it isn't broke, why fix it? But I have to say, some of these new additions are pretty cool. I know they've been working on it for a while, so I'll show you how I set up my games. And this is a game that I've been running of Demon Gate, the dark fantasy RPG. First, you're going to want to go into the map setting that you're working on, right? Go in there, click on dynamic lighting. Once you click dynamic lighting on, it'll switch over from the old legacy settings. I'm pretty sure they're getting rid of that soon. Here's the option for Explorer mode. This is pretty much just personal preference. It used to be called Advanced Fog of War. Turning this on basically just reveals areas of the map as the players go through it, and they stay revealed. I like to keep it off just for realism. Daylight mode, once called Global Illumination. This is my favorite new feature because it used to be just you had bright or off. This has different levels now. You can change it from, like, if you want cloud cover, or if, like in this map right here, the specific one, I wanted it to be nighttime and I wanted the moon to be out and reflecting light onto the snow. So I put it down to here, which gives it a very cool effect, and I'll show you in just a moment. Update when token drop. This is another personal preference. On or off, either way is pretty cool, but when you turn it on, the player only sees once they drag and drop their token. GM Darkness Opacity. This is specifically for the GM so that they can see during the lighting. I'm going to save these settings here because I like these settings. And we are going to go into each specific token because they're different races and they see differently. Excuse me. Fulgrim. He is a warrior, kind of Norse warrior or barbarian. I'm going to go in and check out his perception. He has a perception of 9, which is absolute garbage. And he is a human, so he has basic chromatic vision, but we can't all be perfect. So you're going to go into Fulgrim's dynamic lighting settings. Click vision on. Night vision. Even though he is a human, we are going to give him 9 feet of night vision because his attribute is 9. So click that in there, and it'll give you the option of night vision effect. They have 3 different settings: none, nocturnal, or dimming. I always use dimming because it gives it a cool effect when the player looks around. It gives you, once you set the dimming start, the distance will set up here. I always put it at 0.1 feet, so it starts dimming immediately from the token. And hit save. Now you want to, as a GM, you want to look and check out their vision. You hit Control L so you can see what they see. And this is what Fulgrim and the player is going to see when they walk around, which is very cool. They have like 9 feet of pretty good vision, and this is what I was talking about earlier about the specific map settings. The daylight mode, you can see kind of a little bit, of the map, just like as if the moon was out. Like a human would still be able to see enemies creeping up across the snow, which is a really cool effect. I like it. Now let's check out Thalril. This character is a Mentep, and in Demon Gate, Menteps are like a Grimalkin, like a catling race. In D&D, I think they're Tabaxis, and they have them in Skyrim and stuff. A Khajiit. Go down here to the perception. Now, the Mentep have a cool vision called Twilight, which is basically low light. Thalril's perception is a 23. And with that, I'm going to go into Thalril's settings, dynamic lighting, Click the vision on. Night vision on. Now, due to twilight vision, I'm going to take that 23 and I'm going to multiply it by 5 because each hex represents 5 feet. So that comes to 115 feet of night vision distance, which is pretty cool. Now you're going to give his night vision effect dimming. Dimming starts at 0.1 and save. Now we want to see what Darrell sees. You hit Control L and there it is. You can see that this Mentep can see very well in the dark. And very cool. Darrell will be able to warn people of enemies approaching from a great distance, and which is very good. Will help the players out. Let's check out Kayla. Kayla is a Nephilim. Normally they see in basic human chromatic vision, so it's probably not going to be that great. She has a perception of 11, yeah, which isn't that much better than Darrell, the barbarian. So, but Kayla has the option of changing and seeing astral vision because she's a Nephilim. So the GM is going to have to go into the settings whenever she uses this, and just real quick, I would change her 11 to 55 when she turns on her astral sight. And a new really cool option, they have the option to tint the color of the vision. So if you have somebody, maybe a reptilian race, or somebody that's seeing in infravision or thermal, you could maybe give it a red tint. Or I always describe astral vision as kind of like looking through water. You know, you're seeing the astral realm around you, but you're able to distinguish magic and spirit very well. So I usually give them like a blue tint to their vision. Dimming, and dimming starts at 0.1. You want to save that, and we'll check out Kayla's vision now. What does she see? Now you can see she has that blue light around her, and that's how she sees. And the player can't change this. The GM is going to have to go in and do it themselves. Change that back to 11 there. And take that off. So, now she's back to normal vision. Another cool option is they have limit field of vision. This is if you want to give them just, maybe they have a flashlight or something, and you want to give them just that beam of light. So you can give them this, and that is kind of the diameter, you know, that they're going to be able to see in here. And you can change those settings and mess with them just so you can see what kind of vision they're going to have, and then check it out. And you can see there, it's got like, she's got like a flashlight, you know. If you want to use that, that is an option. New cool addition, but I like to turn that off. Also, if you want them to have a torch, they have the option of token emits light, where you can have bright light, and you'll set the bright light distance. We can say maybe 15 feet of bright light, and then the low light has an additional amount of light off of them. We'll say another 15 feet of that. Save the settings here. Let's see what she sees. Control L. There you go. And that's as if she is walking around with a torch. Now, since she's walking around with a torch and she's emitting light, Fulgrim should be able to see that light too and partake in the light of her torch. And yep, there it is. You can also see that there's light coming from the inside of this temple here. And I'll show you why. You can go into each individual object and basically just put emit light. So I'm going to go to the map layer. I'm going to go to this, click on that, go to dynamic lighting. You don't need to bother with the token vision because it's not seeing anything. You don't care about that. You just want it to emit light. So you would set the settings here to a bright light distance of about 30 feet, which is pretty cool. And more inches here, 50 feet of low light. give it a nice brightness, and it gives it that cool effect that you see what these players see when they're outside. And they can see the light kind of spilling out of this room and onto the snow. So, that is pretty much it for this tutorial here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy this map. This is by Gabriel Picard. Quick shout out. Makes great maps. You can pick those up on Roll20 Marketplace. Also, if you want to check out Demon Gate, you can check that out at arcanumsyndicate.com or on Drive-Thru RPG. Very great setting. Been playing it for years. I hope you enjoyed, and good gaming.